Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today I got the Ventrac 45RC. This is the remote control tractor they'd come out with last fall. They released it. I was real excited to get one of these because I did want to try out this electric over hydraulic joystick. So yesterday I got to put about 4 hours on this machine. I cut the grass with it, and I did get to do some tough cutting with it. And I wanted to put a few hours on it before I walked around and told you guys about this so that I could give you my opinion on it. So before we get this started, I did a video not too long ago on why I went Ventrac, you know, over the Bobcat brand or the Steiner brand. And like I said, I wasn't trying to put down the Bobcat, but here again, just the innovation and technology that Ventrac puts into their equipment, they're never stop improving and coming out with new things. So I'm not endorsed by anybody. I'm not paid by anybody. I do these videos on my own. Anyone that's subscribers to the channel, you know, like tractors are sort of my thing. I like to give you guys in-depth video of this equipment and attachments in action to sort of help you on your purchase to see what's the best attachment or tractor for yourself. Now, there's a lot of people that do videos on YouTube of Ventrac. I watch a lot of them. Videos myself. I'm always watching different people, whether you own a landscape company, the things they do with them. And the reason there is so many of us putting this tractor on YouTube is because we love the product. People wouldn't be doing videos on it if you didn't like the product. And I enjoy watching other YouTubers and the videos they put on because they do different videos than I do. And that's why I pretty much watch YouTube, because I'm always looking to see things in action and to better help my purchase. So when they released this 45RC last year, some of the comments on it were what people needed a remote control Ventrac for. I already did a video on this talking about it, but just to go over a few things. Myself being a property owner, I would not need the capabilities of remote control Ventrac. I get that. But there are a lot of universities or municipalities and places that they want a remote control machine because they can take the liability and the risk out of someone getting injured or killed in an accident. So with that being said, I think Ventrac's going to dominate and excel in this market with this machine because there are other companies that came out with RCO or unmanned machines, but it's one machine and that's what it's designated for. This is different. Now you have a machine that you can man and not only have the option of having over 30 attachments that you can quickly and change easily, but now you have a machine that you can have quickly and attach 30 attachments easily, but yet go into remote control mode very quickly and easily as well, and then go right back on the tractor. So that's why I wanted to go over everything, just to sort of show you guys that when Ventrac does something, they just don't do it. Like, they didn't just, oh, we're going to put a remote control box on a tractor and make it, you know, a remote control. There was a lot of thought and innovation and time that went into this with the things that I'm going to show you that's going to really make this tractor, like I said, dominate the market when it comes to that. I think there's a lot of companies that are going to want this machine over the other now. One of the things I do like about the remote control tractor that come out of it is that it's going to benefit the homeowner like myself and a lot of you others out there watching this video. So the electric over hydraulic joystick, this may be something now that in the future they might offer for a 4520. I don't know for sure. I haven't heard anything, but there's been a lot of comments of people wanting this joystick configuration on a 4520 without the remote control operation part. That probably would never even have been a thought or a consideration, or would never have happened if it wouldn't have been for the design of the remote control tractor. So by the design of this tractor, this could bring some of the technologies that may not have ever evolved without this. So I would like to see this as an option. Like I said, I don't know if it's ever going to be an option, if they're going to offer it. Time will tell, but it was a lot of fun to run, and I do want to go over this. So I got a lot of stuff to cover in this video, and just to sort of show you guys the tractor, the remote control, get to see how quickly and easily I can climb off this tractor, put it in remote mode, and climb back on. So I don't want to talk too much, so let's get started. So I'm going to walk around the machine, talk about it, show you guys some of the stuff that's on this. It's different than a 4520. I'm going to do it inside of here. It might be a little echoey, but the lighting's better. It's finally, the sun came out, now it's bright out. So I got the power bucket on with the optional grapple, and I threw that on there real quick because I wanted to show you guys all the controls of the joystick and what they do. I think this would be a really fun machine with the front end loader with that joystick. That'd be pretty cool. So looking at it, here's one thing you'll notice. This is something that's an option on the RC tractor. From what I can tell, that's not an option on a 4520, but they're side lights. And guys, I did a video, I'm gonna throw it on here, showing you guys these lights. I went out and mowed with it last night because I was pretty excited. Any of you subscribers of the channel know my 4500. I upgraded with the LED headlights, and then I added some lights on the roll bar as well, because I really like to light up the night. When Ventrac came out with the 4520, they went with 4 LED headlights, and what I like about these is you can see the 2 center ones stick out a little more, the outer one's angled down, and this gives you a wider light output and different outputs on the tractor. And with having these stick out more, like on my 4500, they're recessed in, you don't get that wide angle light like you do on this. These little lights, they may be small, but I tell you what, they put out a lot of light. And having these side lights on here, you know, I always thought about, you know, maybe making something here with some lights on the fender with a guard going over them, because when you're mowing at night, you want to be able to see the side discharge and stuff. And these lights, I covered them up while I was mowing, just to show you guys, if you cover one up, how much of a difference this makes, giving you all the light out here. So I love that they're always coming out with, you know, extra lighting options, that kind of stuff. Popping the hood, this is the same as a 4520N model for engine. It's the 32.5 horsepower Kubota liquid cooled electronic fuel injected engine. This engine is very powerful. I will say, I was cutting grass with it, and I love my diesel, but this engine has a great sound to it. It's got a great tone. I really enjoy mowing with it. It's a little louder than the diesel, but I wear ear protection anyway. But I will tell you, this thing just, it's like a sewing machine when it runs, and it's got a really good tone to it. Walking around the tractor, on the rear here is where your remote control box is latched in. I'll go over that here in a little bit. This does have the optional rear work lights on it. Up here is your antennas and stuff for your remote control operation. This has an electronic throttle on it, so on like the 4500 and the 4520, you got your throttle here. This is push button to increase and decrease your throttle. This switch here is a feature, I believe it's called power balance. And when you turn this on, what this does, and I believe this was probably for the remote control if you're on a hill and you start to bog it down, but by turning that power balance on, if you're mowing with it and you got this joystick, you know, put forward and you got it set, and the PTO or the tractor starts to bog down and lose power with the PTO, this power balance will take away power from the tractor, pretty much slow it down so that your PTO can maintain optimal performance. So if you're hitting some tall grass or some really tall weeds and it starts to bog the tractor down, that'll deliver power from the tractor so that it keeps your PTO RPMs up. That's pretty slick. I do like that. I was using that while I was mowing yesterday. Here's switch on the side. This is if you operate the tractor normally. When you want to put it in remote control mode, that's all you do. You flip the switch and you hook your remote control up. Going over here, this is like the video I did not too long ago when I said, guys, options and accessories. Here's all these dummy plates they have here. So if you wanted the 4 ways, the turn signals, etc., you buy the kit, you pull these block off plates out, and you can add all these accessories. So control panel, very easy to access there. Going over the joystick, it's very comfortable. This is for your auxiliary hydraulics. So to go over it, this is your SDL or your front auxiliary 12 volt, just like on the 4500 like mine. You got your yellow and orange switch. It's a push button now that turns your front 12 volt on and off. This is your float button. So This lowers your attachment and you get it low to the ground. By pressing this button, it puts it in float. So it's an auto float. This doesn't stay in float like on a normal SDLA lever. As soon as you hit this button, it drops the deck, puts it in float. This is your decrease and increase of your speed, so I'll show you that when you turn the dash on. You got high range and low range, which you don't do that on the fly. I thought you did on this, but you don't. It's the normal high and low range like it would be on a 4520. But you can increase and decrease the speed by these buttons, and this is really slick. I loved this. So you got like 1 through 7, 1 being the slowest, 7 being the fastest. I'll show you that when I turn the screen on. If you put it in 1 and you're in them tight spots, you know, if you put this all the way forward, it goes slower. If you had this increased all the way to 7, when you push this joystick, you know, the further you go, the faster you go. If you're in tight spots, it's nice. You can knock this down to 1. What I really liked about this is you can put the joystick all the way forward. You just leave it. If you wanted to increase speed, you can increase it a couple. I was running in 3 while I was mowing, and that was about 5.4 mile an hour. 4, I think, was 6.4, but if I wanted to slow down, just give it a couple clicks of the button. What's nice is this joystick, there's less resistance than an SDLA lever, but I noticed the throw on it, like when you go forward and backwards, like lift an attachment, the throw is very short. So when you start moving this over to lift, you don't have to go very far on it, where the SDLA lever, you have to go a little further. This really cuts down on fatigue with these push buttons and the control on it. Like I said, you can just push forward, increase and decrease your speed, and there's really no fatigue. So this would be lift and lowering your attachment, or this might be lowering. This is lifting the attachment, I'm sorry. And then this just operates your auxiliaries, the curl, the bucket, and like the grapple. So I'm going to go over that and show you that thing here in a second in action. Turning the key on, I did want to show you guys the dash on this. It does take a couple seconds to boot up. While that's doing that, this switch here, this relieves the pressure off your auxiliary hydraulics. You can hit that before you uncouple them so that there's no power in there. Bringing up the dash, I'll put a picture on there too from the owner's manual. It gives you the time, so you got a clock, fuel gauge. This is the power balance switch when you turn that on and off. It tells your parking brake, temperature, engine RPM, engine hours. This has a built-in slope meter on this, which is pretty slick. Speedometer. There's your voltage meter, and then this is for your speed, like I was telling you. Now I'm going to click these buttons up and down. That's increased, and that's decreased. So just by pushing these buttons, I can increase and decrease that, and then that gives me my speed right there. There's all kinds of other things you can do on this. It's got a diagnostic setting and everything. It's pretty high tech. I didn't really go into anything too much, but I absolutely love this dash, and that is something right there that if there were 2 things I'd like to see like quickly be offered on a 4520, I think this dash should be on the 4520 as well, and that should be an option for them side lights. So that's my thoughts on it. Like I said, that dash was very easy to read. It was pretty cool even at nighttime. I just like how it's, you know, sleek, futuristic. It was pretty cool. So let me hook up the camera. I'm going to show you guys the joystick in operation, and then we'll show you this. I want to point out something on the joystick real quick. On the back here, there is a button, and what this is if you go to back the machine up with the joystick, it won't let you. You have to depress that button and hold it while you pull back. Now, if you are backing up and you let go of that button or anything, it will stop. You'd have to go back into the neutral setting, depress the button and pull back. And that's just a safety feature, because I wondered this. That's why I wanted to share this with you. What happens if you hit a limb or something while you're mowing? It's not going to make the tractor back up or anything like that. It'll just stop the tractor. So I'm going to turn this on to show you guys the operation of the stick with all the hydraulics. I'm going to go ahead and show you the screen here and the throttle while I start this up. Your electronic throttle. So now we'll get to the joystick control. So So to raise and lower the attachment is left and right. If you do want to put this in float, you press the green button. So a lot of times you want to lower your attachment a little bit, get it lower to the ground, because when you press this float, it will drop it. So raise and lower. The thumb control here, this is really slick. This is how you curl your bucket and use your auxiliaries. So there's control of that. Like I said, guys, this is really slick. It's comfortable, fun to use. Let me go ahead here and take this outside, and I'll show you this, how quick and easy it is to put this in remote control. All right, so I wanted to get you guys a couple different views of the tractor running back and forth, just so you could see it, hear it, and also get to see it from a couple different angles of the joystick in action. I know some of you are probably wondering and mentioning maybe looking at all the dandelions in the yard. No, I know I'm pretty disgusted. It's been a very wet spring, and you can see it's just mowing here. I'm having a hard enough time keeping up on just getting the grass cut, let alone being able to put any spray down. So let me show you a couple more, and we'll do some tough cutting, and then we'll get to the remote operation. All right, so when I do videos, I like to go in depth to really show you guys everything. So before I do the remote control, I'm going to show you the operation of forward and backwards with the joystick, and show you these buttons, how really cool this is, because I do like this feature. So I do think it's pretty important in this part of the video to show. Like I said, guys, I thought that was pretty slick when I was mowing with it and stuff, so I did want to share that with you. Like I said, there's no fatigue with this at all. You can mow, you can just put it forward, and if you want to slow down while you're mowing, you can just decrease or increase as needed. You can use the joystick to increase and decrease, but a lot of times it was just easier clicking a few buttons. All right, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the belt packing operation. Like I said, I'm not going into super detail on this. I'm just going to start the tractor up, show you going forward and backwards and stuff to give you an idea from an operator's perspective of what's going on. So you got your throttle, here's your start, here's your throttle. I can throttle the tractor up, parking brake right here. This is your float button. This would be your PTO. Forward, backwards, here's your lift, and then this steers it left and right. And then this is your auxiliary hydraulics to lift like that. So it's got 2 modes. This tells you the distance in feet, fuel, miles per hour. If you flip this, it gives you a camera. You can see the tree that's in front of me. And then this is your speed. So you can increase and decrease. If you wanted to go faster, that'd be slower, that'd be faster. So and then this would turn the tractor. Like I said, this was just a little bit going on just so you guys could see the controls a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to go too in depth on how to hook it up, all that. I just wanted you to see it, how easy it is to operate, and how cool it really is. All right, now what I'm going to show you guys is how quick and easily I can transform from driving the tractor, operating remote controlly, and then going back to operating the tractor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the camera up. I'm going to already have my little belt pack vest on here. So when I get off, all I have to do is strap the belt pack to me, and I'm going to drive up, climb off the tractor, throw the switch, put it in remote control mode, take the tractor, drive it back around, stop it, and then I'm going to get back on the tractor and drive off. I'm not going to have an attachment or nothing on the front of this because I'm not mowing or anything. This is just to show you how quick you can put it in remote. If you did have an attachment, you could, turn the PTO on and mow, but I'm not going to do any of that. I just want to show you how quick and easily I can go from driving it to remote and back. All right, so switching from operator to remote control and back is very simple and easy and quick. Like I said, guys, they really put a lot of thought process into that. I wasn't going to, but I am going to show you guys now that it dried out. It rained a little bit, so I didn't think I was going to be able to, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in remote control with the tough cut on and I'm going to show you guys this thing cutting. It's pretty crazy seeing this thing cut with nobody on it. All right, hope you guys like this video overview, Ventrac 45RC. I'm sorry the video was a little long, but I want to give you guys as much detail and show as much on this tractor when I do a video. So I did end up putting a tough cut on and doing a couple passes. I figured if I'm doing a remote control video, I had to show you guys it in operation, remote control. One thing I forgot when I was going around the tractor, I did want to mention for any of you that are curious on this, there is no foot pedal, nor is it an option on the 45RC. It's all joystick controlled. So there is a lot more involved with this tractor, like the setup. I went over a basic, I guess, showing you guys the RCO box and that kind of stuff. There's more to it than that. There's a lot of safety stuff involved with it, you know, tipping it, knocking it over if you fall. I mean, there is a lot of safety integrated into this as well. I didn't go over all of that, and I didn't go into detail, like I said, of the remote. I didn't want to make it a tutorial on how to set it up the remote and the basics of everything. I just wanted to do a video showing you guys the operation of the joystick and how quickly and easily, if you're using this tractor, if you're a business and golf course, anybody, and you have someone that's mowing or doing something, how you can climb off, put it in remote mode, do what you need to do, and get right back on and continue using this as a mower. So that's what I really wanted to cover, was just showing all of it. I really do like the dash panel on this 45RC. I'd like to see that maybe someday incorporated in the 4520. The side lights, like I said, I'd really like to see that an option on the tractors too. I think there's a lot of people that would utilize them and a lot of people that would buy them. As of the joystick, yes, I would love to see this as an option for the 4520 in the future. And like I said, I'm not sure if it is even gonna be, but there has been a lot of comments and a lot of people talking about it. I'm gonna try to do some more videos this summer. They got the weed bine attachment, which is really cool. I wanna try to get one of them and just go over it and show you guys that. And the rock bucket grapple. I did a video last year on the front end loader, and I was hoping they would come out with that as a separate attachment like the power bucket, and this spring, or actually January, February, they released it so you can get the rock grapple bucket alone, almost like a power bucket attachment that goes on the front without using the loader. I got some more trees to cut down and stuff, and since I've done it with the grapple on the power bucket, and the front end loader. I want to get one of them to try too. I'm pretty excited to check that out. So if you like Ventrac videos, be sure to check back and subscribe. Thanks for watching.